Which tennis players have made the most money so far in 2024? In today's video, we take a look. What's going on, everybody? It's John Eric Poli, and I thought it'd be fun to make a video on which tennis players have made the most money so far here in 2024, especially now that we've seen 3 of the 4 major championships completed. So just want to tell you guys really quickly before we dive into it, there are 2 main sources for this. I have both of these articles linked in the description. If you guys want to take a further look at those yourselves, you could go ahead and do that. But the main one we're going to talk about here today comes from Tennis 365, which looked just at prize money. Then later on, we're going to go to Sportsico, who looked at endorsements as well. But looking at just prize money, this is coming from Tennis 365. The top earner so far this year in 2024 shouldn't come at any surprise. It's Carlos Alcaraz. I mean, just looking at what he's done so far this year, earning $7.9 million from his French Open Championship, his Wimbledon Championship, his Indian Wells Championship, and then all of the other tournaments he's been involved with so far this year, racking up, again, almost $8 million here in 2024. Next on the list, we go to the most dominant women's player on the tour so far this year in Iga Swiatek. Swiatek so far this year has racked up $6.6 million in prize money. Again, winning the French Open being the big one, but don't forget too, she has wins at Indian Wells, wins at Madrid, wins at the Italian Open. She also won in Qatar for the 3rd straight year. So Iga Swiatek doing damage here on the WTA Tour, again, racking up $6.6 million. Next guy on the list is currently the world number 1 on the ATP Tour, the Italian Jannik Sinner. Of course, getting off to a breakthrough season in January there, winning the Australian Open, and then continuing through, playing great all year long. Right now, Sinner has racked up over $6 million, just about at $6.1 million in prize money. Then next, we go to a guy that's been having a very good year so far this year in Alexander Zverev. Zverev, again, remember, guys, made it to the Australian Open semis, made it to the French Open final. He also won the Italian Open. The guy's been very, very consistent throughout the course of this year, and he's racked up $5.2 million so far on the year here in 2024. Next, we go to another Italian, somebody who's having the best year ever in their career, and that is Jasmine Paolini. Paolini won her first WTA 1000 event earlier in the year in Dubai, competes for the French Open final and the Wimbledon final. She's made $4.2 million so far this year in 2024. And again, 2024 for Paolini, the best year that she has ever had. Now, next, we go to, when you talk about consistency, this guy seems like he's always at least into a quarterfinal, Daniil Medvedev. Medvedev, as consistent as they come, and that consistency comes with some pretty big money there, $3.8 million for Medvedev. And for Medvedev, too, let's remember, hard courts are his specialty. He has one major championship. That is a U.S. Open. U.S. Open right around the corner here. Big chance for Medvedev to climb up those ranks even higher. Now, at the number 7 spot, we're going to go to Aryna Sabalenka. Sabalenka, again, one of the best players on tour, winning the Australian Open for the 2nd straight year earlier in the year. She's made $3.7 million so far here in 2024. Now, coming up at the 8th spot, and this is actually kind of surprising that we haven't heard this guy's name on the list, but when you think about it, it's prize money, and this guy hasn't been having his best year by any stretch of the imagination, and that is Novak Djokovic. Djokovic, of course, just coming off an Olympic gold, has a lot of momentum on his side, but as far as prize money goes, $3.6 million here in 2024. Coming in at the 9th spot is Casper Ruud. Ruud, just like Djokovic, is at $3.6 million, but not as high up on those numbers as Djokovic. Djokovic is closing up on $3.7 million, but Ruud, again, the clay season, he did a lot of damage this clay season, competing for the final at the Monte Carlo tournament, winning in Barcelona, a semifinal appearance at the French Open. So those far appearances, kind of the big reason why Ruud is so high up on that list. And finally, at the 10th spot, because of her Wimbledon victory, is Barbora Krejcikova, $3.5 million earned this year, $3 million of which comes from her Wimbledon championship. Because remember, Krejcikova wasn't having the best 2024 until that Wimbledon victory. Now, guys, again, that was just prize money. Notice you didn't see Coco Gauff on there, because when it comes to endorsements, that's a whole different list, and I suggest that you guys check out the article by Sportico and what they put out in terms of endorsement, because those numbers really will surprise you. For example, guys, just to give you guys a heads up on there, Naomi Osaka and Emma Raducanu, both, of course, former major champions. Osaka, 4-time major champion, Raducanu winning a U.S. Open. Neither one of those ladies are having a, stellar, great 2024 by any stretch of the imagination. But in terms of endorsements, $16 million in endorsements. That's more than Iga Swiatek and more than Rafa Nadal. And again, when you talk about endorsements, Gauff way up on that list, because Gauff, prize money too. She is up there. She didn't crack the top 10 list, but I mean, she is up there in the prize money as well. And also in terms of endorsements too, like Novak Djokovic, for example, $26 million in endorsements. And also Carlos Alcaraz, $30 million in endorsements. So endorsements, whole nother ballgame in itself. So again, both of those articles are listed there. Make sure you guys check those out. And as always, I appreciate all of the views out there. Don't forget to give this video a like and to subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. We'll have continued coverage of the tennis world right here.
Music licensing